Hey guys, Kev here, and I want to do a 3D printed fidget video for you guys. So I've been gearing up for this one for a while. I was waiting on some companies to send me stuff, and then I thought another company was sending me stuff, but I haven't received anything, so I'm just gonna do this. I've been waiting too long, and I've told a few of these companies I was doing this video, and I feel bad because I've kind of put it off for a while now, just waiting. And yeah, so I'm going to be upfront with you guys. I don't know the names of all of the products. I'm going to hit you with the company name, and you're going to have to go from there. You can obviously figure out what it is from the image, and I'm going to give you a rundown of it and just give you an overall feel of the quality and stuff like that. I'd say they're all pretty recommendable, honestly. It just comes down to your aesthetic taste, your fidgety taste. A lot of these are sliders, obviously. I think they all are, actually. So that's kind of what you're going to get in the 3D print game. You know, coins are going to be kind of hard 3D printed. And I don't necessarily have price point for all of these, but I'm going to venture to guess they're all, you know, 20 bucks or under kind of deal. Some of which are really affordable. The ones down here, I have spoken with the company. I've been in touch with them for a long time. Really good people, and I can highly recommend their stuff. And their prices are kind of redonkulous. And so far, and this is part of why I wanted to do this video, is to see what else is out there. But I would say so far, I think 3DC Printings, that's who's down here. I think they still make the best stuff, just because all around you get a ton of quality. Now, these are all good, so let's just move some stuff aside and we'll get into them one by one. I don't want to deter anybody from other companies. I really just wanted to kind of put a spotlight on the different brands. But I would say this is kind of my go-to recommendation when people ask, because it's kind of a tried and true situation. You know, when you spend 10 bucks or 20 bucks on a fidget, at least in my opinion, I don't expect to get much. I don't expect it to be good, or satisfy my tastes in a fidget, right? Like, what I like in a fidget is something really snappy. Let's see if I have something laying around right here. Yeah. So I have the 01 EDC Pod 2. Now, this is in zirconium, and this is probably a $200 piece. But really snappy, good feedback, feels great in the hand. But, you know, you have people who are in school, right? Could be middle school, high school, whatever, college. You have people who are, you know, on a tight budget. They have 8 kids, and they just, you know, or 2 kids or whatever, and they just can't spend $200 on a fidget, right? You have people who just don't want to spend the money on a fidget. Like, that doesn't make sense to them. They want something like the Fidget Cube. You know, that thing was 20 bucks and awesome. You know, you're in the same kind of realm here, and I think that's what appeals to people about 3D printed fidgets, right? It's a really cool market, in my opinion, a really cool segment in the fidget game. It is not a segment that I dabble into and buy stuff from anymore. When I first got into fidgets, I tried this brand right here. This is 3DC Printings. They have an Etsy store. I'll link it down below. I'll link all of these down below. I recommend you check them all out. Pick up a piece from each of them if you have the funds, and support them all. They're all very kind people. I've chatted with all of them via email or Instagram or phone or whatever, and they're all great people. So I want to encourage everybody to check out all these brands. But that said, I have spent the most time with 3DC Printings, right? And these pieces are anywhere from $10, even less sometimes, I think, up to, you know, $16, $17, $20. They're very, very affordable. And what I like the most about them is the smooth slides and the magnet strength. They're one of the few companies that figured out Magnet strength. That is the key to a fidget for me. I need that clickety click click, right? And this gives you that. I mean, you can hear it clicking there. They also discovered Ultim filament, which is really cool looking. It basically looks like Ultim, but it's 3D printed and it's relatively cheap. So, you know, this piece is one of their sliders. They have a few different ones. This might be the Frag, I think. Very thin and slim, just drops in your pocket. The fact that it's 3D printed means it weighs nothing. I mean, you could put this in a fifth pocket and forget about it, have it at work or in the, you know, in a classroom or whatever. They have a silent version of, I think, all of their stuff as well. It's not necessarily completely silent, but it doesn't make that sound. But you have a really good 1-2 click, spin, drop. I mean, it acts like a actual, you know, slider. It doesn't feel like, oh, this is just a 3D printed plastic thing, right? It feels really, really solid. I love their stuff. Then you have this one. This is one they call, I forget what they call it, but it's kind of like a keychain situation. So you could hang this on your keys or something like that. And then you can take these two off and put them together. And now you have a same thing like this, right? And again, you have one, was it 1, 2, yeah. No, you have 3 on this one. 3 clicks on this one. I'm a 3-click guy. And really strong, snappy magnets. They've really dialed this stuff in. When I first checked their stuff out, like a year ago, it was not this good. This is phenomenal. Jim over there has been dialing in the stuff. Great dude. Hang on a second. I got to plug my phone in here. There we go. All right. So, yeah, this one, you just kind of pop it on here. And then you can, you know, clip it onto something or whatever. And then you have a place to kind of take these off, if that makes sense. It's a way to carry it. You can also fidget with it on here, I think. Jim was showing me some moves where you can kind of like pop this one up and then pop this one up. Watch. And then you kind of like bridge them together. You can do click clicks. I don't know, you can do cool stuff. And then nice snappy clicks. So really cool there. Another Ultim piece. Then you have this. This is one of their new models called the Atom. This one's not really my style. You can basically flip this guy around. This is the owner, Jim, was telling me this is like his favorite now. He's just always messing around with one of these. And I get it. You can kind of spin it every which way you want. And it is fun. And then you have this little piece inside that piece. You could also, I bet, just take this out, pop this in here, and kind of just click this guy around wherever you want as well, right? So you can mess around with different scenarios. You can also just drop this like that. You can do whatever you want, right? And then this one is my favorite. This is the keychain, it's called. And this is actually my personal one. And it just goes up and down. But it has good resistance, even though it weighs nothing. It has good resistance, and it's just nice and smooth. It's fun to click, click, click. You know, there's nothing crazy about it, but it just is a good, satisfying fidget, you know. For me, this is the way to go. If you're going to pick up anything here that I show you, this for me is the highest recommendation because it's the one I pick up. You know, this is the type of thing that I want. I don't really like sliders all that much, like the flippy ones. I'm more of an up and down kind of guy. So this makes the most sense for me. And it's like $8 or $10, especially if you use my code. I think it's LeftyEDC. I'm not sure. It's linked down below, but you get 20% off. So really cool. That's 3DC printings, guys. They absolutely kill it. I'd say they're kind of the OG in the game. And everybody else has kind of come after them, which is fine, but they've had the most time to perfect their stuff, I guess is what I'm saying. So that's them. Check them out, link down below. Let me pull this stuff out of the way. The next one is Monarch Artisan, and they're actually out of France, and they make these sort of artistic looking sliders. Now, they actually came out with a new version or new designs and like a new, I think he said there was a new, what am I trying to say? Plate material. It's not really a plate. It's just like I think it's just taped on or what. I'm not sure how it works. But they came out with that after they sent me these, but the cost of shipping them just wasn't worth it. And then I think they did try to ship it, but then it got returned to them, so they just scrapped it. So this is what I have to go off of. Apparently, the new stuff is better, but I can't speak to that. But I believe them. I would love to see stronger magnets in this one. And then this one is kind of the opposite. It's almost like too strong. It's not too strong, I should say. It just doesn't. It binds, like right here. I can't slide forward well. So I don't know if these are meant to be different models. Like if they have different strength options, maybe. Like this is the light strength and this is the stronger one. That could be the case. So, you can judge it however you like. But they did say it would be smoother with the new material. So I would venture to guess that little bit of binding is not going to be there on the new version. So if it's this strength without that, I think it would be really good. Because it's a nice, fun, flippy, slider. And you know what? It has a really cool pattern on it. I really like this pattern. It's unique and different. So this one's sort of a little bit of a pocket jewelry / fidget, piece. And again, still very affordable. I do have a discount code for them. I believe most of these or all of these are on Etsy except for one. So they gave me a code LeftyEDC 10, but I believe I asked them to change that to Lefty 10. So Lefty 10 should take 10% off your order. And here is the store. I'll again link it down below. But it's monarchartisan.etsy.com. And yeah, I think these are cool and fun. And it just comes down to your style. If you're a slider person and you like the design, then, this one's going to be for you. It's a little bit slim and tall, I think, but it doesn't affect the slide at all. It's actually really good. Flips around well, ladders well, I should say. And if I handled this solely for, a few minutes, I'm sure I would be doing really well with it. It's just going back and forth makes it hard. But this one does have weaker magnets, so you'll see I'll flip it off. And that's one of the things for me. I need to have nice, strong, crisp magnets. And this is definitely along those lines right here. Once I got it to stop binding right there, we've been pretty solid. So, yeah, that's Monarch Artisan. They'll be linked down below as well. And you have the code LEFTY10 for 10% off your order. And, yeah, they're really good looking, in my opinion. And now they have cool shaped ones, too. They don't just have these. I should mention that. What they tried to send me were two different ones. One's like a diamond shape, I think. And there was another one, like a more rounded one, I think. So definitely check out their website. They have some new cool stuff. And again, the plates and everything's like kind of upgraded. So that's cool. This one is interesting. So this one is, if I remember correctly, it's 3D Print Discount. .com or something like that. It's on Etsy. 3D Print Discount. So they do these kind of different sliders. And this is what I like about it. It's not trying to do what everybody else is doing, really, right? So you have, this one to me stands out, but this one is sort of a personalized one. They put my name on it. Now, they did tell me if I wanted a smaller size, they would have, made me another one, because I mentioned it's absolutely gargantuan. And they said you can basically custom order whatever you want. I did a video on this already, I think. But basically you can hit them up and you can like place your order or whatever, and then in the order notes you can put a size, you can put your name, like all that stuff. So if you don't want it to be this big, right? Like here's the 3DC printed one, which I think is a great size right here. right? This is twice the size almost. So, but if you have massive hands, maybe this would be good. I noticed the magnets are kind of all over the place. I don't know if some are reversed or something, but like it really just like wants to suck it in, and sometimes it kind of bounces around a little bit. It doesn't click either. It kind of like slides. So I don't know what's going on with that, if it's the polarity or what. Maybe it's just the way they like to set it up, but it is cool. It is fun. It's unique, right? So if you want something personalized or you want to get it as a gift, I think that would be cool, right? Like you could, you know, get it for somebody who's, you know, maybe a child would like this. So something like that would be cool. And then there's this one, which has these little red bubbles on it, and it kind of has repelling magnets on purpose, so it slides like this. It pops back. I think they call it, man, I can't remember. It's called like the spring or something like that. And this is cool to me because it's different. Like you can kind of pull it as far as you want, and then it'll shoot back. You can do it this way, right? And then if you go down, same thing. It's just kind of weird. And then that's what it was. If you put it to the side like this, it doesn't bounce right back. You can kind of do this move. I guess it kind of does. You can't do ladders though. I tried. So you're kind of just doing this. And I think, again, in a smaller package, for me, I think it would make more sense. And I think it would be kind of fun to just sit there and kind of go up, let it pop back, you know? I think that would be cool. So this one is 3D print discount, and it's different. That's what I think is cool about it. These are 20 bucks, I think, around there. And you get it fully personalized, and you can get whatever size you want. And so I think that's pretty cool. The guy behind this one, I believe, is Scott Singer. He emailed me, so yeah, cool. So check that one out on Etsy, link down below. The next one's going to be Gondek EDC. So this one's just going to be brief. I saw on Instagram, so Gondek EDC makes hanks and stuff like that. And I saw on Instagram he was advertising this thing called the Fidget, and it was 20 bucks. I bought it just to see what it was like. It's 3D printed, and it works fine. I mean, you just kind of spin it around like this and, you know, do that. The one thing about it for me is that 3DC Printings has the exact same item. It's a little bit, I think, it's like this tall and a little bit thinner. It's a little more manageable size-wise, and they call it the Bar XL. And it does the same thing. Like, you just pop it up, spin it around. So you can get it in Ultim and whatever, and I'm pretty sure it's like 10 bucks or 11 bucks versus 20. So I want to point that out because I did see that design like years ago on their site, or at least a year ago, and this just came out. So they kind of were there first. So like, I'm not saying they copied or anything. I'm just saying it existed, and I want to make sure they get credit, and you guys know you can get it there too. And it has more of this feel versus like the smooth. This is a little thicker, and so, you know, you have different options. But basically, it kind of looks like a skateboard, and you spin it around. It's kind of fun. You just kind of go up and around. It's not, you know, doesn't do crazy tricks or anything. Maybe it does. I just don't know. But it mostly just spins around, which is fun for me. But I'd rather pay the $10 or $13 at 3DC Printings than 20, you know. It does seem a little steep, 20 bucks for it, but I don't know, maybe 20 bucks is like nothing, so maybe I'm crazy. So anyway, that's the Gondek EDC Fidget. I'll link that as well as the Bar XL. And lastly, but not least, is Gladys 3D Studio. So big shout out to them. They were very kind and sent me all this stuff to check out. They originally sent me these two, and then they were like, hey, do you want to check out these new things we're dropping? And I was like, yeah. And they're always dropping new stuff. Definitely follow them on Instagram. They're pretty active on Instagram. And just a good dude. I've chatted with them quite a bit and enjoyed the conversations. And I feel bad that it took me this long to post this video because of he was the first one, I think, to send me stuff, and I was like, yeah, this would be great for a video. I did some shorts on his stuff, but it just took me so long to get to this video. So anyway, my bad, dude. I feel bad about that. But he makes really cool stuff. So let's check it out. I'd probably say this is my second overall recommendation for stuff. You know, 3DC printings is kind of a no-brainer for me. And then I'd say Gladys 3D Studio would be the next one. Lefty 10 does work there as well. 10% discount. So you have this one. This one's kind of like the Oreo cookie, I think it's called. Something like that. And it's just got this sort of faux carbon fiber base and white, so it kind of looks like an Oreo. Or maybe it's called, I don't know, it's got some kind of name like that. And it's just a slider, and it works really well. It's got good magnet strength and flips around. It's got 2-click. I think this one is very, very solid. It's got, it's a bit substantial, so compared to, say, this guy from 3DC, you got a little more thickness, a little bit more feel in the hand, so it's kind of up to you what you kind of prefer. I'd say both are very good. I mean, this one's a little more clicky, right? But this one's got the same, the same magnet strength. It just doesn't pop as loud. So it might be better for an office or something like that. It's all use case, you know what I mean? But this is really cool, and I like the white. And then this one is very similar to this guy, right? Because they're both like keychain guys. But this one's cool because it has a little carabiner. So it actually comes with a carabiner. It looks like a key fob to your car or something. You can just hang this on your purse, your bag, whatever, backpack. You could even pop it on your jeans or whatever. And then it just looks like you have your key fob there. And then you can kind of slide these off, right? They're held on by their own magnetization, and they're not going anywhere when they're on there. But they come off and then pop together, and you have a slider. Very slim, sleek, small slider that, again, works very well. Good up and downs. You can pop it to the side, ladder down. I mean, I have to get used to every one of these at one time, so you just got to bear with me a little bit. But you can see, flips around well. I guess it's like a 1-click? No, 2 clicks. Yeah, there you go. You just got to be a little more gentle than I am sometimes, you know. But that's really cool, this keychain one. Wish I knew the names of all these, but again, I will link the website down below. And this one's really cool for somebody in school or something like that. You just, you're good to go. And it's not very loud. So then he sent me these two. I cannot remember the names. This one's like the Hex or something. And it's really cool looking. It has this honeycomb effect. And yeah, it just looks gnarly. I really like it. And it's quiet when you go up and down. It's not quiet, but it doesn't have a loud slidey sound. This one's pretty stout on the magnets, which is kind of my preference, but not everybody's gonna like that. But you can see I can do really good strong ladders because of it. I'm not afraid to flip around because of that, which is nice, right? So yeah, that one's cool. And again, you have just this sort of Teflon tape, I guess, is what they put on the inside there. Now, I do think this is sort of a prototype of sorts, so I'm not sure if the finished ones will look like this. There's a little rough around the edges in there. Like, again, if I kind of have to compare it. Take this, for instance. Very clean looking. Everything looks finished. Magnets are nice and hidden in there. Crisp lines, so to speak. And this is a little bit rougher, Does that matter? You're just going to be sitting there fidgeting with it? Not really, but I just want to point it out. And then we got this guy here. He's got this little hex pattern on it. This one's more like slim, sleek, right? I like this one a lot. I would love to see more 3-click ones. I think this one is 1, 2, 3. Yeah. So I'd like to see this guy in a 3-click. Would be awesome. Because I really like the feel of this. The size and everything just feels really good to me. I think this one's called the Cookie, now that I think about it. But I don't know. Yeah, really well done here. So, Gladys 3D Studios, really cool. I really like their stuff. And they're more, I don't know how would I call it, more subdued in the color ranges and stuff. They're just trying to make something that you can carry and enjoy and not be flashing like, hey, I got a fidget, you know. It's just like, I got this thing I'm just messing around with, right? Where this is like, what do you got there, buddy? You know? So you got to decide for yourself how you feel about that. But anyway, that's it, guys. I think we had codes with every one of them except for the 3D print discount. But maybe I do have a code there. I'll check my emails, and if I do, I'll put it down below. But we have a 3D print discount. We have Gondek EDC. Oh, yeah, I don't have a code for them. That's the Fidget. We have 3DC printings right here. We have Gladys 3D Studios right here. And then we have the Artistic Monarch Artisan from France right here. So let me know which ones you guys like the best or which ones you're into. Are you going to pick any of them up? I'll link everything I can down below as well. I want to say a big thank you to all of these companies for sending me this stuff to check out. I did pay for this one. I just ordered it. But yeah, the rest were provided for this video. So big thank you to all the companies. Sorry it took me so long to do this. I really appreciate it. And yeah, I love you guys. Hope you have an absolutely fantastic day. And I will catch you later.